Okay, great to interview another artist on my interviewees now. I have Georgia Cecile joining me on today's show. Um, Accepted my invitation. Female singer-songwriter, Georgia Cecile. Very warm welcome and welcome to my show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. How are you today?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm in Los Angeles at the moment. And yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day here. So yeah, very excited.
Great. How's it going over there?
Good, thanks. Yeah, just came out on Monday and I'm here to do songwriting and just to have a bit of a chill t time away from the city. But yeah, it's beautiful and very like peaceful. And I've been working with my co-writing partner on some new songs. So yeah, it's going well.
Great. And you've also got some new material out already, so we'll touch on that. But just taking it, from the beginning, when did your musical background begin? Like your passion, for music come about?
Yeah, I was always brought up around music in my family. I've got a big family, and my granddad was a incredible piano player, primarily jazz and American songbook music. And yeah, I was just always encouraged to sing and had piano lessons from a very young age, and just really followed it all through school. And yeah, I eventually kind of realized that it was something I was kind of naturally good at, and I wanted to learn more and delve deeper into, refining my instrument, I guess.
That's good. And your passion's got you where you are today, where today you have a new EP out and a new single. One of the reasons I got you on my show was to chat about one of the new singles you've been promoted called This Is Love.
Mhm.
That's kind of like it's a nice, smooth, piano-led song. What's the kind of story behind this one?
Yeah, so I wanted to write something that just felt kind of feel good and joyful. And, the song is all about celebrating those little simple everyday moments that we share with people that we love, the the sort of intimacy between a child and a mother, um, the kind of quiet walks in the park, instead of those grand gestures of love that we're kind of otherwise conditioned to believe are the only way of showing and appreciating love. But really, if we look sort of closely, it's everywhere and it's always there to be found and to be felt. And it's a celebratory song about, yeah, about love, about community, about feeling joyful from just the simple things.
Yes, I'm with you, and has like a lovely sentiment behind it.
Yeah.
And the music itself, would you say like it's a bit kind of jazz? That's obviously one department you specialize in. Do you feel this song oozes that kind of jazziness?
Yeah, I think it's influenced by jazz and also soul music like Stevie Wonder and people like that, who have a lot of like positivity in their music. It's got a warmth, it's got like the harmony is very uplifting and soulful. Um, but yeah, certainly all I can't really pinpoint the exact
Hmm.
sort of influence, but all of the sort of jazz and soul and blues that I've been brought up with is certainly in there.
So the ingredients you put it into like a cauldron, and you got the final result.
Exactly.
Magic. And do you feel this song really kind of showcases your musicianship all round?
Yeah, I think so. I'm very fortunate to work with incredible musicians in my band who play on the track and on the EP. I've got incredible um friends. My co-writer Ewan, who's an amazing piano player, and he plays like the keys and the organ. And for me, like my strengths lie in obviously the writing, but the vocals, the backing vocals, layering up all those harmonies, making it sound really lush and layered. And, I've got a lot of influence in gospel music as well. So those kind of harmonies and like Aretha Franklin coming from that side of it, where it's like that sort of 60s girl group, like Diana Ross and the Supremes, when you've got those like layered backing vocals. I really loved experimenting with that on this EP and playing around with that idea of having sort of a lead voice, but then the sort of call and response of those other voices, which I really like.
It's great to have a good team behind you, like a supportive network, and one you can also gel with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it
So,
must be a euphoric feeling to feature, on radio playlists and have your music reached out to people across the world.
oh yeah, it's incredible. Really amazing.
Lovely to hear. And have you released a music video to accompany This Is Love?
Yeah, there's a video, a visualizer, because you know, I think the days of 5, 6 minute music videos is kind of gone now, but we wanted to create a visualizer where we take the audience into the world of the Georgia Cecile show. It's inspired by like a 60s TV show where, entertainment was like Friday night primetime TV where the artists like Cher or Dolly Parton or Nancy Wilson would come on and perform. It was all very glamorous and escapism from the drudgery of mundane life. So I wanted to create something really fabulous. So yeah, that's on YouTube.
That's good. We'll check that one out. So it's good that visualizers as well. They're more cost effective to make, and they
Yeah,
seem to be doing just as well as say like music promos, which can mount up to
yeah,
costs.
definitely.
And one song you also released back, I think it was this year, if I'm correct, was called Communion,
Yeah,
Communion, which is going really strong for you.
yeah, that's gone really well. Yeah, that's a little bit more sort of jazzy and it's got a very sort of Quincy Jones influence.
Mm.
But yeah, that's gone really well, and we've had Jamie Cullum play it on his Radio 2 show, and like all the kind of different jazz stations have been circulating that one.
Just a question for you. I wanted to ask, communion, like you see communions in church. Have you ever performed it like in a church setting?
I have not, no, but I would like that for sure. Like that would be fun.
Yeah. So makes a lot of concerts, here in England are now performed in like cathedrals and
Yeah,
establishments such as that.
yeah, a good idea.
Yeah, and onto a track called In New York as well. Did that inspiration come from the great city itself, the Big Apple?
Yeah, of course. It's kind of all about that moment when you arrive in the city and you kind of come in across the Brooklyn Bridge and you see the skyline and the Statue of Liberty and that kind of feeling, that overwhelming feeling of arriving there and, you know, the land where dreams are made, etc. So yeah, that's all inspired by New York.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you touched down in New York? What was that feeling like?
Yeah, I went for my 21st birthday, and it was very moving and inspiring, and the history of the city, especially with jazz and music. So many of my heroes are from New York, and Billie Holiday and Duke Ellington, and all of these like icons that that I look up to in
Mm,
music. Um, and yeah, it's a very special place in my heart.
yeah. And one instrument I love, which features on some of your songs, is a saxophone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Great. And Communion and In New York, taken from your new EP, City Girl. Would you say this EP has been a long time coming? You've worked really hard to get this like out and released.
Yeah, definitely. I like to just take my time and really refine the music, refine the songs, perform them live just to allow them to grow and live before they kind of become recorded. And yeah, with this record, I wanted to perform it live and get a feel for how the music was kind of received by the audiences. And But yeah, it's good to have it all out there in the world now, and people seem to be really enjoying it. So
Yeah.
it's been a great response.
Are there any places in Europe or other parts of the world that you would love to perform at?
Um, I would love to perform some more in the US and in Japan. I think would be amazing. I would love to tour Japan. Yeah.
Wow. And such a broad question, but any artists on your radar that you may wish to collaborate with or work with?
Um, yeah, so many people. I love John Baptiste, Cleo Soul. Um, I mean, Stevie Wonder is like my hero, so I'm actually going to see him in July at Hyde Park.
Right.
So yeah, I'll maybe call him up.
Great. We'll look forward to hearing a bit of a collab then between you and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, yeah, that would be the dream come true for
Yeah,
sure.
and would that be something you like to see yourself happen in the next
Mm,
5 years, within the next 5 years?
yes, absolutely. I mean, that would definitely, if I did that, then I think I've completed the game.
Sure thing. And what strategies have helped you become like successful in your journey, in your musical journey?
What, sorry?
So, what strategies have helped you become, successful in your musical journey?
I think just following the joy and excitement of what I do and always prioritize making something that feels good for me because if I like it, then there's got to be someone else out there that likes it. I'm really a believer that you shouldn't make something for someone else's standards, but just for you. And if it's authentic, then that always comes across, I think, in music.
Some great advice there. And do you have like any special other talents that you have, like musical or acting or maybe sports and leisure?
Yeah, I'm not so sporty. I do enjoy yoga and running, and it's important for me to really prioritize my physical fitness. With being a singer and a performer, I need to be strong. I need to have stamina to perform night after night, and so that's really important for me. And yeah, I mean, I was always into dancing and movement when I was a child, so I feel with this new music, which is a bit more upbeat and I'm sort of dipping back into that a little bit. I've got some choreography in my music videos, so that's quite exciting.
Yeah. As like as an audience member, I saw a show last night, and it was a tribute act, and it was a 2 hour show, and she really, the whole band and the lead singer, she really put her exertion into it. And
Mm.
sometimes people don't know, the physical, you know, it takes a lot to do that. You're perspiring and, singing, dancing.
Yeah, it's hard work for sure. Physical. Yeah.
And you got some gigs coming up, I believe. Where's best for people to follow you on, like a website or social media, where they can just find out a little bit more information about where you're playing at?
So you can visit my website, georgiacecile.com, and I've got all my live shows there. And also on Instagram and Facebook, just look up Georgia Cecile. I'm playing in London at Ronnie Scott's on the 17th of June, and then I'm playing uh, in Hackney, also East London, on the 11th of July at Hoxton Hall. And yeah, some other festivals and things as well coming up. So, but yeah.
Lovely. A couple of things to look forward to. And any final words you may just like to add to the interview, to me or, your fans or followers or friends and family?
Yeah, just thanks so much, and I hope you enjoy the new music, and share it with your friends if you enjoy it. And yeah, thank you so much for being part of this journey.
And This Is Love is out now along with your new EP, City Girl.
Yeah, that's it. Correct.
Well, thanks very much for your contribution on today's show, Georgia Cecile, on the Danny Sun UK radio podcasts and programs here in the UK. Great to have you chat with me this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very welcome.